Hi everybody, my name's Jack and I own a 1992 FD Rx7. I've been meaning to make this channel for quite some time now, and after some encouragement from friends and people on Instagram, here we are. So in this first video I just want to talk about how I came to own the car, how long I've had it for, things that have happened throughout that timeline. So when I first saw the RX7 was on one of these TV programs that we have in the UK. It's like Top Gear or Fifth Gear, something like that. And straight away, I knew this was the car for me. The lines of the car are just beautiful in my eyes. And the savage power delivery, the sound of the rotary engine, the uniqueness of this vehicle just made me fall in love. I thought this is the coolest car in the world and I've just got to own one. So I'd just turned 20 years old. And I started trolling the internet. It was all dial-up back then, of course, so it took forever. And came across an advert on Auto Trader for a silver car. It was it said 93, but it was actually a 92 model, I believe. And it was up in North Yorkshire. I'm living down in Norfolk. So, of course, I threw all caution to the wind. I've totally decided that I was going to buy this car. I jumped in my old Rover 620. And I bombed it all the way up the A1, got to North Yorkshire, and of course it didn't matter what the car was like, what kind of a wreck it was in, I was going home with this thing. So I left my Rover there and jumped into the RX7, pulled out of the forecourt, gave it the big man, the car went sideways, I crapped myself, and of course drove it all the way back to Norfolk, and it was brilliant, it was absolutely amazing. I drove the car for a few months before it overheated, and it had to go for an engine rebuild, or I was told it had to go for an engine rebuild, so that's what happened. It had a stock rebuild the first time, and then about a year passed until once again I got a bit excited and came around a corner with my good friend Ali, and we did a few spins and ended up stuffing it in a hedge. So after then, of course, I decided that I wanted to put a body kit on the car, better set of rims, you know, kind of put a big wing on the back and make it a bit more Fast and Furious, I suppose. So the first thing you'll see here is I'll show you the original photo from the original advert of the car, and then we'll go on from there. So obviously that first engine blew, I had it rebuilt, I crashed the car, I put a body kit on it, had it resprayed. And then I was giving it the big man off a roundabout and that engine let go. So it had to have another rebuild, but of course, forget all that. Just have a look at these cool photos and I'll do a bit of commentary. So this is a photo from the original advert of the car on Auto Trader. Silver sitting on gold 5-spoke rims. And there you can see the price, the kind of money these things commanded back in 2007. This is after I managed to have a little off into the hedge, sort of crashed the front wing there, and the headlight was knackered, bumper, all that kind of thing. This is after the first engine rebuild. A bit of damage in the front there. All of this was about to go in the bin. So that's how it looked afterwards. All stripped down. I then ordered a load of parts from Japan that took forever to arrive. These were in fact all genuine parts from Japan that I imported, so it was one of the very first feed kits to come into the UK. There's an R-Magic front bumper and Sea West headlights. I didn't know at the time that actually when this was blended in, all of this was done with filler. That was a nice little surprise for me when I later on. But, you know, it had a fresh coat of Ford Panther Black, some new rims, came out looking a lot better than it went in. Ganador mirrors there. As I said, all of these were genuine parts and it kind of looked the part for a while. From then on, I sort of did some more upgrades, put a big brake kit on it, KAD, Kent Auto Developments, then I spanked it into my fence at home. So this is another front bumper. Shortly after then, I was giving it the big man off a roundabout and the engine let go. So it was then rebuilt with a street port and a non-sequential conversion.
Obviously a short shifter there from RE Mamiya. Did some chopped knuckles to get some more steering lock, because I'd kind of getting into drifting at this point. And then moved on to doing things like stripping the interior, adding a hydraulic handbrake, different drifting style steering wheel. You can see the Power FC there. From then, I had a HKS TO4S single turbo, and that worked really well with the street port for quite some time, until fairly recently. Hopefully you've enjoyed this very brief first look at my car history with the RX-7 and what it took to rebuild it. Obviously those images were taken over a few years. There was a couple of engine rebuilds in there, obviously loads of fun to be had. I went to different shows and things like that. But hopefully you've enjoyed this, and I've got loads and loads of content. So I'm going to be uploading more things like working on the car, drifting it, driving it, all the fun things that come with owning a rotary. So, like I say, hopefully you've enjoyed this, and I'll be uploading again real soon. I guarantee it'll be better than this video. Cheers.